I'm doing exactly what I did as a student. This is made for alpha 1,4, and this is made for alpha 1,6. So in a single little piece of paper, you basically have everything that you need to know. You need to know this. You can answer questions. Because sometimes the question is targeting these alpha 1,6 linkages. You cannot break those. You cannot break those with the phosphorylase. And that's why we need the debranching enzyme. That's why, maybe you can put over here or something like this if you want to make it more. And then this is going to be glucose. And this is the debranching enzyme. And this is going to be 10%. That's it. That's the degradation of glycogen. What do we do with this glycogen product? It depends on where we are. If we do it in the muscle, right away, this is going to be summarized into glucosic phosphate, and this is going to be converted into pyruvate. This was unit 3. We already went to that, done that in there, right? And that also happened for this glucose. The little bit of glucose which represent, and here it is, if you want, here it is. This is, why do we need a debranching enzyme? Because we need a debranching enzyme to break the branch, which is the alpha 1,6 linkages. So, if you don't do this, if you start studying chemical reactions and you don't know where those chemical reactions fit, it's not going to make sense. That's why you take a piece of paper, you write what glycogen is, and you start breaking it.
Right.
That's all you do. And I have never taught to you in person, and I get up. I get excited about being here with you. So yeah, I sound different, of course. I sound okay.
You're a lot bigger too.
You see what I mean? Because that's basically, it's almost like, it's like Luciano Pavarotti. He got excited when he was up there, right? Because in knowing, I wish I could get as excited as he did, because he was the biggest guy. Not because he was big, because he was the biggest. You got the biggest voice out there. Well, that's, that to me is acting right now. What is your profession? I am an actor. In one movie you in there is one movie it's called DCP 714. See what I mean? So that's basically what you do. And then what happened with this glucose is going to be converted into glucosic phosphate. And that's the end of the story in the muscle. That's what we do with the glycogen in the muscle. Okay? So how many enzymes so far? Well, there is this mutase, right? There is this hexokinase that you already studied this because that was, and the other one is the phosphorylase and the debranching enzyme.
4.
So this is what you do. Okay? That's what you do. And we have seen those reactions, and those reactions are there. Let me show you what is in the presentation. But what is the beauty of having this? That you see the sequence, the logic, when the stuff is presented at once, you don't know what is the beginning and what is the end.
Correct.
And that's why having this and you doing it yourself, it's not rewriting. I did a review this morning with boards. You said, remember, you have to think about what is happening. It's not about taking a chemical reaction and trying to figure out where that chemical reaction falls in. You have to tell yourself a little story. So do I know how I break my glycogen? And this is what you do. You take the glycogen and you break it. And it takes 2 enzymes. How many of these glucose 1-phosphate phosphate we're gonna get depends on the numbers for here. So you can do the number if you want. You can put 50,000. Look at this. You can put 50,000. What is 90% of 50,000? That's 45,000 of these guys right here. And the other 5,000 are this guy right here. Does it change
No.
anything? It doesn't change anything. It's the same molecules. You see what I mean? It's the same glucose 1-phosphate. I'm gonna show you what is in the presentation. Look at this. Here it is. This is what the book shows us. Look at this. Glycogen, they show, and look at this glycogen, look at this. They put a glycogen, why? Because we are removing one guy right here. Okay, you can see that, and then you can see, all it can go, look at this glucose 6-phosphate, it can be converted into pyruvate in the muscle. All it can be converted into glucose is released from the liver. It's the same stuff I have over here. I had not put the liver yet. I'm showing you what happens in the muscle. But then I show you the metabolites too, one by one. I'm gonna show you. Here is the phosphorylase reaction. And we say something about that. Here is the branching enzyme. And you can see right there. And look at this. There it is. This is what happened in the liver. I'm gonna go to the muscle because that's what I show you. Look at this. This is the muscle situation. We generated the main product, right? And you can see this is, I'm ignoring the little bit of 10% glucose, but I'm gonna show you another graph of this. And the book shows the main product because it's 90%.
Yeah, but the book is like reading a different language.
Yeah, it's harder.
Yeah.
So much harder to understand.
That's what I put.
Oh my
I
goodness.
try to read the book, I'm like,
Forget
that's
about
why I put
it.
it over here, and that's why I show you this. Look at this. Here it is. Here what you have. Now, before I do this, I want you to understand